Oh, that wasn't too bad. Look at that. That came on pretty
Gee,
quick. Yeah. I think
that
we're
was
live
only
now.
15 seconds. That's great.
Yeah. Wow, there goes all the chat.
Yeah, there
Hello,
goes all
everybody.
the chat.
Glad to have you
Try
here
reading
tonight.
that quickly.
Yeah. Tonight, we are going to be having an open discussion with the community. We're going to talk about the future of the show. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. But let's get started. United States Drone Society. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Chris. Hey, Dominic. How you doing? Welcome back,
Hey,
Chris. And we have Benjamin with us
Cold.
today.
proud to be back.
Welcome back. Uh,
Yes.
Big shout out to my buddy Brandon too. I hope you're doing okay. Hopefully he's watching. So how you guys been?
I've been good. Just
I've been cold.
Oh, cold,
yeah,
huh?
no, it's different on the other side of the world there.
Yeah.
Actually, what's been kind of crazy is it's kind of getting. It was chilly out at night. It was kind of cold overnight. Had to use a blanket the other night, but yeah,
Yeah, but
we're,
we've
we're
had
gonna.
some really shitty hot weather for the past 3 weeks, and then it just kind of cooled down this past week.
Yeah, it's nice
So
too. We
Oh,
got some rain. We got a good couple of rainstorms, and yeah, we're getting ready to hit our hottest month. So Dominic, you're gonna be rounding that corner soon. You know what that means. When
yep.
we start
Yeah,
getting
I
towards the
know.
end of our summer, it's time for you. So listen,
Yep.
we actually
Yep.
have Vic Moss is joining us tonight. We have a topic of discussion for a little later,
mhm.
but right now I want to get in and say hi to the chat. So we got Christian. Christian's in the house. How you doing, Christian? We got
Hey,
Warren.
Christian.
How you doing, Warren? He beat you. Christian beat you.
Eh,
And we got Jim in the house. Jim will be joining us for open chat. How you doing, Jim?
Hey,
Bud,
Jimmy.
join us for open chat. Glad to have you here. And my wife, my number one supporter, always here. Thank you so
Hello.
much. I appreciate her so much. And Skylar Dickinson, he'll be joining us tonight also.
Hey, Skylar.
And Bill Walton, how you doing, Bill? Glad to have you here. And John Olson, how you doing, John? Glad to have you here.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, good. I had to tell you in the chat, you were looking a little nervous there. Didn't want to leave you like that. Hey, Joel, how you doing? Mr. Skyfly's in the house. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Warren's in the house.
Bacarasho.
Warren's everywhere. Every time I
Yep.
go to a chat somewhere, he's in there. He's just like Dominic. How you doing, Mickey Moo, the view? Glad to have you here.
Hey, Mickey.
Actually, Mickey Moo released a video today or yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but I know that he had it there. Brian, Waypoint New England, how you doing, Brian?
Hey,
And I
Brian.
did see your message where you said you would love to. So I'll talk to you at some point this week. We'll schedule a day for us to get together. Such a great spot to fly from.
Where's that?
Brian's yard. He's right over there. It's just a beautiful spot. It's where I got that panoramic shot, that really nice panel.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, Andy's in the house. Astro and Remy, how you doing? Hope the dogs are doing well.
Hey,
Who's that?
That's me.
Yeah, got you your wrench
That's
already.
my other one. I had to switch accounts on the YouTube.
All right. Trusty old Nightbot. Glad to have you here, Nightbot. And David's in the house. How you doing, David? He'll be joining us for open chat.
Hey, David.
David.
And Angel's in the house. Drone Guy 42. How you doing, Angel? Glad to have you here. Jody's in the house. How you doing, Jody? Thank you. Appreciate having you here.
Jody.
And JJ Grant, Limp Sticks It. How you doing?
Hey.
Love that name. I'll never get bored of seeing that.
Yep.
Limp Sticks It. What a great name. Leave it in the chat. Let me know how you came up with that. Or send me a message on Messenger how you came up with that name. I like
Lip Biscuit.
it. I'm telling you, there's a story behind it.
Mhm.
Probably because he's out in the sticks or something, maybe, but I don't know. But there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
Alex Escardo is in the house. How you doing, Alex? You know, who granted him Mayor of Miami? I always hear that Mayor of Miami. I wonder who actually dubbed him with that title. Probably Captain Ray.
Ray Kelly.
That's what I was thinking. Ray Kelly did. Let me know if I'm right. And Ron Johnson's in the house. How you doing, Ron? Glad to have you here.
Hey, Ron.
And Don Hill. How you doing, Don? Glad to have you.
Don.
And AZ Drone Dude's in the house. How you doing? Glad to have you here.
David.
And Steven Drones. How you doing, Steve? Glad to have you here. You know, it says this every time he joins the chat. Fly for fun, fly VLOS, and don't fly over anyone. Good advice.
Except yourself.
And John Carroll's in the house. How you doing, John? Glad to have you here.
John.
And Lee, Yellow Rose Drones. How you doing, Lee? Hope you and your wife are doing well.
I saw your subscriber count post today.
Yeah.
Lee.
And I can't remember what the TLW stood for. I'm glad to have you here. I forget. I usually remember it, but I forget it right now. Glad to have you here. Say it in the chat. I'm sorry, I can't remember it.
That's it.
And Angie's in the house.
Alex.
Angie,
Angie too.
Okay, he says.
Alex says.
I immediately thought of it when I switched the sticks on my FB remote. I just thought that the controller looked like limp stick, you know? Okay, yeah.
Alex has also answered the question.
Dominic, we were correct.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yes, Thomas Lee Warman. I'm sorry, I should have remembered that.
Yeah, I got the Thomas right. Yeah, I said Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, and Ray Jammel's in the house. How you doing, Ray? Glad to have you
here.
Hey, Ray.
Okay, it looks like we got everybody. Now, normally this is the point of the show where we'll do Sunday Spectacular, but we're not going to have a Sunday Spectacular tonight. And, this is where we're going to start the conversation tonight. So I think what we're going to start living now, Canada. How you doing? Glad to have you here.
Got it.
I think we'll bring in our open chat and get this conversation started. I just want to make sure I have everybody in here. David in there, Vic Moss, and Jim. There we go. Hey, Nick, how you doing? How you guys doing? Glad to have you here.
What's up, everybody?
Yep.
Hello. Great to be here.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, and Brendan's in the house also. How you doing, Brendan? You know what? I think before we actually get into the open discussion, I've pinned a link in the comments section, and this link is about Senator Rick Scott, and Vic Moss has joined us tonight. So, Vic, I'm going to give you the floor. Why don't you let us know what this article is about?
Awesome. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not in my house. I don't have lions over my bed in my house.
You sound fine.
Normally. In a hotel room in D.C. of all places right now. So basically, what's going on is, if everybody remembers, hopefully everybody kind of remembers the National Defense Authorization Act. The House version had the countering CCP language in it. The Senate version did not when it was finally released 2 weeks ago at this point, I think. So we all celebrated, yay, but we also said, don't get too excited. And the reason why we didn't want to get too excited is because they have what's called floor amendments in the Senate. Well, the House too, but we're dealing with the Senate right now. And so Senator Rick Scott announced Thursday, I believe, last week, that he is going to propose an amendment to the Senate version of the National Defense Authorization Act that is basically going to be the countering CCP. Hey, look at you, got my article up. Countering CCP Drones Act. And it's problematic. Surprise, right? What it does is very similar in language to the Countering CCP Drones Act, where it would instruct the FCC to not allow DJI to have any more FCC licenses. Obviously, anytime anything that uses the FCC bands in the United States, it has to be granted a license. Now, these licenses don't cost much or anything at all. And usually just, okay, fine, here you go. Here's your band. Don't screw it up. But if DJI is not allowed, and interrupt me at any time, by the way. I'll get on a roll and keep talking and just lose people.
And it also, I wanted to make a note of this section right there, not just DJI, but any entity in a joint venture with that.
I can't hear you. I'm in crappy hotel cell service. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Basically.
Can you hear me, Vic?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, there we go. Everybody was garbled.
Okay.
So anyway,
what I was saying, Vic, is this entry right here. It says not just DJI, but any entity in joint venture with the named entity.
I can't hear you for crap. Sorry.
Does that mean the new Raptor drones too?
Yes, I can get to that. I will get to that, definitely.
Because of that.
It would be, with the way this is worded, is first of all, they add Autel to the list. So it's DJI and Autel, which is good and bad, and I'll tell you why I think it's good as well. And also anything affiliated with DJI, people who build things under license from DJI. So that would be Randall's company as well. So it would be the Raptor. It would also be the Contixo or Concito or what, I can't remember the name of that.
And don't ever get a Contixo. I'm telling you, you will regret it.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Really? Okay, good to know. I know. Greg has one, and it's basically just an air. It's identical. They sound the same starting up, the whole 9 yards. Last time I was in the studio, he started it up. So he proposes all these fun things, and so it's problematic in that, obviously, if this were to happen. It also gives a 90-day time frame. Is it 90 or 120? But it would be, it would cause problems, just like the regular countering CCP Stefanik's bill. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Nothing is going on with it right now because Congress is in recess. And unlike elementary school, they don't get to go home and play. They're supposed to come and work.
They're always in recess.
Some of them probably do go home and play in recess, as they should. They're away from their families, months at a time or weeks at a time. So yeah, go home, spend time with your family, play. But now is a great, great, great time, and I'm going to emphasize the word great time, to go ahead and reach out to them while they're home. See if you can get a meeting with them.
I tried.
You tried? Well, try again. Bug them.
I will.
Keep going. Because this is what they're supposed to do, especially if they're up for election right now. Because they want to talk to as many constituents as possible. And if you can get 3 or 4 people together, that would be great too. Just get together and talk.
And Vic, Andrew,
what is the reason why Rick Scott doing this? He's a dick. I mean, that was out loud.
Tell us how you really feel.
Sorry, that is not typical Vic language. I apologize.
My language, Dick Scott.
Listen, this show is mostly family friendly, but we don't have any real rules towards that.
Okay,
so,
he's a big Richard. Let's go with that. So I think he's doing it to score points. He's vehemently anti-China. I think, and I had dinner with somebody this evening that probably has some really good intel. It came out after the Trump incident, so that might have something to do with it. There's no correlation, but after spending as much time as I have dealing with people who are in the city in DC, momentary lapse of truth. I love that. I don't know why. I don't understand people here. They move to DC or start working in DC and turn their brains off. So I think it's political posturing. He's got a few things in there, like I said, it adds Autel, it adds the other stuff. I got a copy here on my iPad. The other thing it does with the CCCPDA, it only affects the federal government. With this one, there's a section that says 180 days, first of all, so I was wrong there. Eligible entity means an agency or an entity described in Clause 2, which I will read to you in a minute, and it is primarily responsible for maintenance of public safety. So that could be anything. Each of the 50 states, District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the United States Virgin Islands, Guam, American Samoa, and the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. I didn't even know we owned the Mariana Islands. How cool is that? Anyway, so it's really expanding it. It's not just a federal ban. I hate using that word because it's not a ban yet. Hopefully it never will be. But it's just a semi-accurate word in the long run. So he's including all the states and all our territories in his bill. So we at the DAA, Drone Advisory Advocacy Alliance, we put out a new email yesterday. Wait, no, what's today? Today's Sunday, Friday. And it links to a campaign. So go to the DAA, so Drone Advocacy Alliance, and follow that Take Action page and reach out to your folks and see if you can get in touch with them again at home. Well, not at home, in the home office. Don't go to their house unless you know where they live. But then fly your drone over it. No, I didn't say that. I've been flying all day. I'm tired. I've been in a weird mood. So take half of what I say with a grain of salt. Yeah. But just do it. Just get going. And reach out to them and keep bugging them and see if you can get and talk to them. If you go to the link, I want to
say about that, by the way.
Okay, go ahead. Like I said, interrupt me because I just keep talking to you. Shut me down.
When it comes to talking to your senator, don't just settle for an email. Tell them you'd like to meet with somebody, even if from their
staff. All possible. That's why they're home.
Yep.
That's why they're home.
Phone, if nothing else.
And
hey, if you get, and let me interrupt real quick. And when you're trying to get business with somebody, it takes 7 contacts to get their attention.
Okay. I'll keep going.
And I'm sure it correlates.
And if you keep going, eventually they'll meet with you just to stop getting it. But
to shut you up.
But it'll give you that opportunity. Sometimes you got to step on the grape to get your opportunity, you know. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, do you think that any of this stuff that's going on in the government has to do with a little teaser that DJI released 11 days ago, the SDR transmission kit? Do you think that's something they're trying to use to get around some sort of transmission ban?
That I don't know. I have not even. I saw the little blurb come up. I have not had time to look at that kind of stuff. If it doesn't require an FCC license, then sure, why not?
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna. I'm just speculating because USAR was very vague. I just know it's a transmission system of some sort.
Well, if it's a transmission system, it probably needs an FCC license. But I'm sure if DJI or Autel or anybody has stuff in the pipeline, they're going to bust their behinds to get it out and get FCC license approval before something like this takes effect, if it ever does. Our job is to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I've pinned a comment in the chat, and that's the link to the article. But that link is at the DSP Alliance, so you can access the website right there. It's also in the description of this video. If you ever have any questions on where to go to find information that pertains to drones and government, DSP Alliance is where you want to go. You'll find your information there, and you'll also find support and ways that you can help if you're interested in. And these are, again, this is not the only person. Rick Scott's not the only one. If he fails, someone else is going to push it after him. And the only way that we're going to do that is we got to keep putting our foot down and saying, no, you can't do that to the consumer. And at least until we have some sort of competitor, because otherwise you're really robbing a lot of people of their liberty. And actually that's the saving grace, I think, behind all this is the government is going to get themselves in a lot of shit, basically, if they start grounding everybody's drones, because they're taking.
They've already been getting themselves in a lot of shit.
Yeah, so that's, I think.
Real quick, you said grounding everybody's drone. I want to make everyone understand can the FCC retroactively revoke? I should say, can the FCC revoke current licenses? Yes, they can. It takes a little tweaking. But let me put it this way. I've spent a lot of time in this dumb city. I hate it. And I also spent a lot of time dealing with people and bureaucrats lately.
They have to
I don't think, and I mentioned this at dinner today, I don't think even in this city, even in D.C., there's a bureaucrat or a politician dumb enough to shut down 67% of all businesses and 90+% of all first responder fleets overnight. I don't think that will happen. I'm not going to tell you it won't happen. Especially the more I deal with these people, the less confidence I have in their mental capability. I can't even say the word. But I mean, I would be just floored that would happen, and I think there would be serious repercussions with somebody who tried to do that, and they would probably reverse it if it were to happen. I just can't imagine. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Where am I? Right here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Is there any U.S. company that we're aware of coming forward to cure this problem? No. Okay.
Nothing.
Price point.
There are U.S. companies that make hobby grade garbage.
Okay.
Actually, no, not even then. They're all Chinese as well.
Say how you feel.
You have some good U.S. companies making some really nice enterprise drones. You've got Skydio doing the X10, which is a comparable drone, worst case scenario, but that's not hobby level. That's not recreational level. That's not even what I do. I mean, I'm flying my Mavic 3 Enterprise. I'm having my Mavic 3 Pros. If I'm flying a Mavic, or I'm flying one of the minis if I'm flying over people. So, or an FPV. There's nothing out there. I like to call it the Mavic crowd, maybe the Inspire crowd. Nothing. There's nothing out there to replace those drones. Nothing.
Oh. Yeah.
So there's no rumor mill, anything.
If there is, it's a damn good, quiet one. I think I'm pretty well plugged in, just like most of you all are. I've heard nothing from anybody coming out with anything even comparable to something like a Mavic or the Inspire. Just a Mavic or an Air.
Wasn't there a company? I think Captain Ray and Johnny Alfonso just had him on the show recently. The guy who runs, and he was licensed to use some of the technology or something from DJI. But
that would either be Randall with Anzu Robotics, or the Conseco or
no, it's
Jose
the one
or whatever it's called.
It's Randall.
Yeah. They have the license. They are, but it's just the Mavic 3 Enterprise, the Mavic 3 Thermal, and they're not. Randall has flat out said he's not planning on doing any of the prosumer versions.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So you really, there is no competition, and even if there was competition, I still think it's a bit unfair if it's unfounded that what they're trying to say is going on with DJI, and there's just no why if it's not you go back to the old saying, and it's gone long before we were even alive. It's not broken, don't fix it. And so I would still, even if another company came out, I don't think that I would honestly give that company would really have to stand out for me to give them a shot, because I wouldn't switch from DJI unless I was having a horrible time. So
it's a real tough sell.
Yeah. Yep. So where do you go from there?
Almost flawless with me.
It's hard to argue with the results.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, ever since I got the
DJI does not handle crashing into trees very well, but that's the only problem I've had with them.
Broken props, that's all.
I broke a heck of a lot more than props.
Yeah, but what they have done is improve the obstacle avoidance. I will say that.
I turn it off.
Yeah, I've seen the Mavic.
I have to.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of people here who have seen him, but Matt Northeast Drone Productions.
Yep.
Go watch what he did with his Mavic 3 and his scooter. and you will be thoroughly impressed with the capabilities of the Mavic 3 optical avoidance. I thought for sure he was going to hit a tree. He was in a really and just that. Now I'm saying the
Let the air tube
technology
follow me through a canopy. It's
yeah.
fine.
The technology isn't really there for you to say, oh, let's fly like a fool and see what we can avoid. But if you're flying sideways and you're coming up to a tree, you're pretty certain that Mavic or any drone that has that omnidirectional optical avoidance is going to react and stop. So
you let her know, Paul.
True that. Hey, David, how you doing?
Which
Good.
day?
How are you, Paul?
Good. I'm doing good. I like your background, by the way.
Thanks.
Good.
Not too far from my house.
So, Vic, is there any kind of final point you want to make about this topic, the Rick Scott issue?
Just keep an eye on it. Go ahead and go through the DAA, so droneadvocacyalliance.com. Look at the campaign we have. Sign up for that. You'll get emails from us. You'll get updates from us. Or go to the dspalliance.org, go to our newsroom, and there's links there as well. Stay informed. The reason I'm in town actually is I'm talking to, I had to write it down because I have no idea what these guys do, Geospatial Data Acquisition Technology Conference tomorrow morning about this very thing. And so, it's like I had to write it down. I have no idea.
Speech.
It could be. Actually, it's PowerPoint. But just stay informed. I came in to talk about the CCC PDA and the DFR, and then obviously Scott's memo changed my PowerPoint. I actually had to work on it on the plane today. But just stay informed. Get in touch with your folks, your elected officials, especially your senators, because that's where Rick Scott's floor amendment will be. We are hearing from, and this is a good news thing, at the dinner tonight, one of the things I heard was this is a person who's going in and talking to the senators and to the representatives. He's hearing from them. It's like we're getting a lot of emails from people from Voter Voice, which is what the DAA uses. So we're making a difference. We need to keep making a difference. We can't relax. We've won one battle. We've got a couple more to go. But we have the manpower and the women power and the kid power and all the other powers in numbers to really make a difference, and we already are. So if we keep doing what we're doing, I think we're golden.
Yeah. And don't just wait around either. Reach out, even if the senators are not in session, send off them emails and tell them you want to talk. This issue is important to you because you might have a bit of a time trying to get an actual meeting with someone, but don't let up. Just keep pushing forward, keep sending the emails, and just stress the fact that you would really like to talk with somebody and, make your point heard, because that's the only way we're going to be
nicely.
Nicely.
And I do have some talking points in my article. There's a link to some talking points. And I'm going to boogie here in about 2 or 3 minutes. Anybody have any questions or anything? And I appreciate you inviting me on. I really, really, really do.
Yeah, no, I think it's important that the community stay on top. Bud has a question.
I just want to say thanks to Vic. I mean, you inform me a lot every time you are, and because of you, I've tried 3 times, but I guess 7's the lucky number.
7's the number in business.
I'll keep trying.
Give me politics, it's 14. And I'll say thank you, but not just for me, but for others as well. I'm kind of the face of this at times, but we've got a lot of other people, a lot of other organizations, LIDA, UVT, Pilot Institute, DJI. We have a lot of people doing a lot of things behind the scene, but for some reason I've ended up in this position of the face. One of the faces, I'm going to say one of the faces, but I want to make sure everybody understands there's a whole lot of people doing this. It's awesome. And then all y'all right here, I'm in the middle. I feel like Alice. All y'all. Hey, bud.
Hey, buddy.
Everybody here, everybody who watches this later, everybody over here in the chat, y'all are making a big difference. So I want to say thank you for that as well. It's awesome.
We're trying.
Thank you.
All you can do is try. You're politicians.
Yeah.
Having been one, I really know what you're saying.
Yeah. Any last questions for Vic before he goes? If you have one, reach out now in the chat before he does. And Skylar's cat is still in the show.
She had to make an appearance.
Yeah. And Vic, I do. I appreciate what you do. I know it's a lot of work keeping everybody informed. I'm sure like your morning starts with some sort of drone news before your coffee even hits the cup. So
nothing starts before coffee.
Never mind the S&P 500. It's the drone 200.
Yep.
I will say your name came up at dinner today, and that's all I'm going to say.
Mine did?
Yep.
Why? Because I invited you on the show?
That was part of it, but
you're becoming famous.
Just to thank you. Actually, it's to thank you too. Is for what you're doing. It's pretty cool.
Doing
You're
his
you're
shit.
pushing this
Yeah.
out, and you're
Makes
a
you
big
famous.
you're a big cool guy. Appreciate it.
I try to spread positivity and kindness. The
Mm-hmm.
community. My first real introduction to the community was because of Greg Riverdue. Having me on his show when I had the whole
Right.
issue in New York, and this
Mm-hmm.
community really stepped up and helped me, and I've appreciated it ever since. I've
Mm-hmm.
I've taken that time. This is part of the reason why I do what I do here, is because I really appreciate how the community came together. I've never seen anything like it, and so. I just want to spread positivity, and I want people to
That's awesome.
enjoy this hobby and not have it taken away
That's
from us
it.
because of politicians.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. And thank you.
All right.
Thanks all of y'all. Really, seriously.
Yep. All right, Vic. Thank you
No,
so
I'm good.
much.
All right, y'all have a good
Thanks,
evening and
Vic.
fly safe.
Appreciate it.
And by the way, you can fly over people if you got a waiver. Just saying.
Yeah, you got to get a waiver.
Go to my
Yeah,
website,
107.
dsballiance.org,
I
and there
wave
is
at
an
him when I
article.
fly over.
107
There's an
plus
article there.
waiver.
You can get your own waiver.
And if you're
All
looking
right, guys,
for the
gents.
link to DSP Alliance, it's in the video description. So just check it out. Thank you so much, Vic. I appreciate having you here. Have a great
All right.
week.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, Vic.
Yeah, I love it when he joins the show. I know he's such a busy guy, so the fact I messaged him a couple of days ago and I was like, hey, could you possibly, because this Rick Scott issue came up, I seen the post. I've been pretty much away from social media for the last week.
Yeah, it was nice. No, I'm
Yeah. No, and I did see the post though about the Rick Scott issue, and I said, oh well, that'll probably be a good idea to discuss and be preemptive, because it's not something that we can sleep on. You don't want to wait till the last minute to try to make a difference.
No.
The sooner you get your foot in the door, the better it'll be for us. So I appreciate that. So thanks, Vic. So now let's get to the bread and butter of the conversation that we were going to have tonight. Let me make sure I got the chat up so I don't miss any of the chat. So there's got to be some changes to the show. I want to start by saying that never in my life did I think that I would have. I think most people know I'm disabled, and I've been disabled for over 20 years. I can't work a traditional 9-to-5 job, so it's been an interesting struggle for a long time. And now I've got my 107, and I have the capability to do something with my life. Part of the show for the last 2 years has been Sunday Spectacular and Best of the Rest. And I know I have two really great co-hosts. I have Chris and Dominic who are here, and they really do a great job at co-host. But behind the scenes, the one who's collecting all the work and doing all the editing for the show is me. And that process has taken me more than 2 full-time jobs. My wife works, but I work more than her on the show. I spend from Tuesday to Sunday pretty much preparing for the show. And, now that I have my 107, I have a capability to change my life. And in order to do that, I need to work on my business. I've started a business and I was getting ready to debut it. And I've actually, let me add it up here. I actually created my website and I started my business, Owl Eye Aerials. If you want to check out the website, I'll put the link in the chat. Just give me a minute here. Actually, babe, can you share the link to Owl Eye Aerials in the chat? But the reason why I bring it up is now that I'm going to be focusing on my business, I'm not going to have the time to put into a Sunday Spectacular and Best of the Rest. It's impossible for me to do that for the amount of time it takes to collect and create. I just don't have the time for that. So how do we push the show forward and allow the community to be featured? That's what's important to me. What's important to me is that people in the group are featured and we feature them on the show. The show's not going anywhere, but I want to open up some possibilities and change to the format. The opportunities that I have in my life right now, okay, this is all thanks to this community. Just like you guys have felt inspired by me, I felt inspired by each and every one of you, and I've always wanted to push forward and edit the best that I can to impress you when we have the show and when we do a special. I really went all out, just to show you what you guys were doing and show how special your content was. And as much as I'd love to continue doing that, I think it's important that I spend time making the situation for my family better. I have an opportunity to help me and my wife plan for our future, the things that we want to do. And I want to be able to do that, but I don't want to exclude this community. I want this community to be featured. I still want the group to be inspirational. And so, how do we do that? So, we have some ideas. I've been talking about this over the past week. Well, I've mentioned it before, but we've had a lot of discussion over the past week, and you know, there's been ideas thrown around about. Oh well, Chris, why don't you talk about the one about the post in the group every week? We're gonna call it Community Corner, right?
Exactly. Well, since I knew about this, some of the locals and everything have been trying to bring up ideas about how we can keep some of the things going. And with the Creators Corner, what we were thinking maybe is you can share your content on a pinned post, and that way it's easier for us to collect. Because that's basically the big thing. Putting together with the editing is trying to collect everything from the past week. What we were thinking is maybe you could help us by putting what you want shared on the pinned post that we put, and that way, we can keep something like Best of the Rest going. But there's going to be different
ways
things
to do
too,
that.
different contests and things like that.
And
But
best of the rest doesn't have to go anywhere. I welcome
no,
anybody who wants to, to take a stab at it. If you want to take the time to create a video featuring the photos from the group, we'll play it on the show. It'll become a part of the show. I don't want it to go anywhere. I just can't
right.
sustain it myself. That's the problem. I
Yeah,
really, and this
a
is
lot of
I've been
hours on that.
I've been depressed over this. I mean, it has bothered me so much because it's like you take away the one thing that like everybody's favorite. I think
And
that
that's
out of the show, that's one of the favorite things that people have. But a lot of people, and I know a lot of people do, but I think there are other people who just don't realize the extent that I go through to make that happen. It's life consuming, not just time consuming. It's life consuming.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and it's because of
Yeah, let us
it's
know, man.
most of it was because of all the stuff you had to keep collecting over the course of the week.
Yeah.
And this way, with a pinned post and you post stuff there, we can look back at the comments and say, okay, we can take this and this. As a matter of fact, I even mentioned to Paul that I wouldn't mind taking over Best of the Rest. So, I
And
guess,
Bud said he'd take a stab
yeah,
at it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm happy to have a shot. Sunday
yeah,
Spectacular War.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So we can still do this. So the idea is we have a post called Community Corner. And
Yeah.
that post goes up every Monday at 9 a.m. I can schedule it every week at 9 a.m. And then throughout the week, everybody can post one piece of content there that they want us to show on the show. And we will feature that during the weekly show. And if you want to be a featured guest on the show, hey, Will, how you doing? Will Miranda's in the house. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Hey,
Hey, how
And
well,
you
if you
doing?
want to be a featured guest on the show, I'm also going to put a post there. And I'm saying, you want to be a guest on the live show, we'll feature your work, put your name down, and then I'll have a pool of guests to choose from, so I don't have to go out and search, for a specific guest. Because sometimes that gets hard. You ask like 20 people and nobody can make it, and you're trying to get a guest. So you okay? This week's open discussion. Sometimes it can happen. So we open it up to whoever wants to come on and feature their content. We'll gladly do that. This show has always been about featuring your content, so we don't want that to change. And I really apologize if there are people upset. I feel for you more than you feel for it, really, because I really enjoyed doing Best of the Rest of Sunday Spectacular. And I'm sure occasionally I can whip one up, but I really want to focus on my business. I want to
Oh,
change my life. I
Yeah.
want to
completely
change my
understood.
life and
Yeah.
make it better for me.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
can I say something? Ray
No.
put here have different categories. I
Yeah.
mean, we're
What do you
thinking of
do?
what we're thinking of doing is not just doing the same thing all the time too. Is actually make like what he said, have different categories.
Well,
Maybe
you
this
already have
week.
like wide open Wednesdays, and
Well,
Yeah,
we
we can
do
still have the
have
contest
that.
and things. Yeah, like I says, the only thing that I need to kind of get control of is my time. I don't have enough of it in the day. Sitting
there
at
you
my
go.
computer from Tuesday to Sunday is great. I love being part of the community, but you know, uh, I have an ability to do. I'm actually kind of afraid too because stepping into the unknown. I always thought, okay, I'm going to be disabled, and this is how it's going to be. I'm just going to kind of wander through life. And being part of this drone community has just changed me. Not only am I passionate about flying,
And
but
we
the
are a
inspiration
community.
I got me wanting to get out there and get my 107. And
Yep.
why did I get my 107 if I'm not going to push it forward, right? What am I doing with my
Mhm.
time?
Yeah.
No, Paul, you're saying everything correct. You've run a great show for what, 2 years now?
Right.
There are, I see what, 8 volunteers right now that'll step up and say, "Hey,
Yep.
I'll take whatever for whatever."
Yeah.
And I
Exactly.
like Paul's idea. Come up with stupidest video I ever shot.
Yes, Tom.
First time I crashed. I mean,
Now you're talking.
We all got a
Bud.
lot of them.
Now you're
And-
talking.
Hey Tom,
There's
how
a
you doing? And
billion
yes, I like that
categories.
idea, Brian. Let's get Dominic
Tom.
out here.
How's that?
Hello, Wolf.
Dominic, Brian was just saying that Australia is holding you back.
He can live in my yard. I got a tent for you.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
here's another-
Sorry, I didn't see that.
And then we'll
Here's
both
another
be,
contest.
then we'll both
How
be
do you-
grilling.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what
Drone
about
video. How
the
do you
real
dress
Chris?
for winter?
Hold on, Bud was talking about a contest. What was that, Bud?
Yeah. Well, for Dom, how do you dress for winter? But it has to be a drone shot.
If it would stop, it's been misty raining all morning, and I wanted to capture. I've been doing my morning sunsets, sunrises, and
Yeah, very
I
nice.
haven't been able to catch one this morning because it rained. So
Get
it
an
looks like I'm
umbrella.
just going to have to go and do a sunset instead. Hopefully, it stops raining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another contest. Sunrise, sunset. I mean, I know you have sunrise Sunday and all that, but yeah, I mean, there's a gazillion categories.
So hey Tom, how you doing?
Doing good, Paul.
Yeah.
Been listening to what you've had to say, and you do have to live your own life. You got to watch out how many sacrifices you make for others, because
You do.
once you start neglecting yourself, you start to lose track. So,
Yeah.
but sounds like you got a community behind you here.
That's what
Or
I'm
it
seeing.
sounds like you have a ton of segment producers.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what you need is segment producers. Just keep contributing to those parts of the puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah, we all want the show to go on. I don't want the show to end. I enjoy doing this too much, and it's really the highlight of my week is after all that busy work throughout the week, and then I sit down on Sunday and we get together and talk. After the show, I feel like I've been through like a serious therapy session. I feel
Yep.
I'm on a
definitely.
emotional high after every show. It's almost like adrenaline.
Could I need to just cut in there. Akira Show again has asked some pretty interesting questions. He grilled me on Art Show yesterday about several things about Australia, and he's grilled me again. It's very similar in terms of the difference between a sunrise and a sunset. You can actually see where the angle of the sun moves. It comes
So,
depending where it
Dominic,
is and what time of the year. You can actually work it out because of where it moves to where it lands.
and Dominic, don't forget that 80% of those images are always going to
Thank you,
be
Lisa.
sunsets because people are freaking lazy and don't
Yeah,
want to
I know.
sunrise.
And I'm starting to get
Okay.
lazy because our days are getting longer. So
Yeah.
that means the sunrises are getting earlier. It was
Our
good when
days
it
are
was at
getting
7:30.
That sucks. You gotta
But
get
Not
up
for
early.
me.
nothing
Not for me.
like-
A sunrise is usually when I'm laying my head down to go to sleep.
And the sun
I hear you,
But there's
Paul.
nothing
Blind.
like golden hour light. There's nothing like golden hour
Oh,
light.
No.
Okay.
golden hour.
And
Awesome.
how it brings so much character to images that that's why in photography there's never a reason to be bored, because as a photographer you should be able to look at the same thing
Right.
1,000 different ways.
Exactly.
Well said.
Welcome to the show, Flying High in Florida.
Absolutely.
Give you a wrench. Oh, and Warren just said, I hate it when people call out just how lazy I am.
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Was it-
You
was it
were
a personal
grilling me
attack,
yesterday,
Warren?
so you're going to get grilled.
Yeah. All right, I think now's a good time to give away a mug. What do you guys think?
Why not?
Do it.
Do it.
Roll it. And wash only.
All right, chance to win a United States Drone Society coffee mug. Hashtag USDS in the chat. USA only shipping. Actually, from now on, if you win outside of the USA, I'm gonna send you a $10 PayPal or Venmo or something like that. We're gonna get everybody involved. If we keep shipping the mug, I'm gonna give you a cash prize. So how about that? So USDS in the chat to enter. If you're outside of the USA, you can't win the mug, but you win a cash prize.
Oh, I'm going to move out of the country now. I mean,
Yeah, come to Australia. Come to Australia.
well, that's good. So everybody can take part.
Yeah, I thought about it because Little Llama Laura won the contest for the photo contest that we had, and I couldn't send her the stuff. So what I did was I sent her the cash prize, which was nice.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, I think last week or the week before, from now on, when I mail out stuff like the coffee mugs, it's going to be once a month. I'm going to mail everything out one shot.
Is it easier
it's easier because it's just easier just to bring everything and get it done in one shot rather than going there. I don't go to the post office every week, so a lot of times I'll say, hey, I'm going to go to the post office, and then either I forget to because I get busy doing something else, and I just say, you know what, I'm just going to pick a day every month to go and mail all the stuff, and we'll just do it that way. Hashtag USDS in the chat for your chance to win custom United States Drone Society coffee mug. We have 21 entries, 34 people here.
Yes, Lisa. We all pulled for you to get that mug.
Yeah, I forget who it was. Who was that?
We all did.
Yeah, everybody. There was a whole bunch of people.
Said it
yeah. The cash prize is $10. It'll be for people outside the USA. Who hasn't? Oh, Justin's here. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Who hasn't won one in the US? I know there's somebody waiting for one.
I know there's many people who have won multiple.
Yeah, they have. We got 23 entries. I'm going to let this go for about another 30 seconds. Yep. 23 entries. Now's your last chance, everybody.
I have never won a USDS mug.
No. All right. Good luck, everybody. I'm going to roll it. Best of luck. Oh, she put the stickers on her camper. Awesome.
Well done, Jim.
Jim.
Want to give it away?
You want me to re-roll?
No. I want it to go to some person. One person. I want it to go to Ollie Grayson. I know he's not here with us today, but I want him to get it. Does he have one yet?
Yes, Ollie Grayson does have one.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll rethink it.
Yeah, he actually. Well, now's your chance. If you know somebody who needs a mug, put in the chat. Hey, Uncle Bill, how you doing?
Anybody who wants one, let me know.
I don't drink coffee.
No.
I gave mine away.
Doesn't matter what you put in it.
I gave mine to. I had one. I gave mine to my dad for his birthday.
Sweet.
I gave him the USDS mug. I gave him a Vietnam veterans hat.
Okay.
He's a veteran. So I spent a lot of time working on my website and my logo, so I wanted to share them while we're here. This is going to be my new logo for my business, Owl Eye Aerials. Let me know in the chat what do you think of that logo.
Right,
and this is going to be on my business card. My business card is going to be like this. The business card is going to be bigger. The rest of it's going to be black, and it's going to have all my info on the front in white text, and on the back is going to be my logo. Cool. And I want to feature my website.
Yeah, please
Wait,
do.
Don't you have to pay to self-promote?
Yeah.
So I have, this is the
I don't
homepage
know.
of my website, owliaerials.com. And I've added links to my social media. I wanted to keep it kind of simple. So you go to the About section, got a picture of Boston here, got a picture of me and Ben, and I put a video, the Connecticut Point Lighthouse video. And
You got to post the video though that when you were walking that gal across that cool bridge.
oh yeah. Well, I can't see. That was for her. She bought that. Thank you.
Okay.
Whoever donated, thank you.
Understood.
Limsticks, JJ Grant.
Oh,
JJ.
thank you, JJ. Appreciate it. I really do. So yeah, so I have this. This is the services that I'm going to offer: real estate, roof imaging, and miscellaneous drone needs. People can schedule a consultation right here, and I just have a contact form for them. So I kept it simple. I didn't want anything too flashy. I just wanted to keep it, keep it nice and streamlined. So what do you guys think?
It's very nice.
Excellent.
It's a good start.
Off the subject, I'd like to donate my mug to Flying High in Florida. If you could facilitate sending that to them instead of me, that'd be great.
All right, Flying High in Florida. Are you on Facebook? Yeah, if you're on Facebook, find me on Facebook or send me a message with your address. That's really nice of you, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, make sure.
I've got another one to hand out in
Spread the
person.
mugs.
Oh, Margie, thank you so much.
Yeah. Merch up, man.
Paul, make sure you put a 3D barcode on your business cards if you're using physical business cards that go
I'm
right
sorry,
to your
say that
website.
one more time.
Make sure you put a 3D barcode on your business card that goes directly to your website.
Yeah, you're talking about a QR code?
QR code.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's,
Already,
those are the norm today anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always
You
planning on
need to
doing
do
that.
that. Yep.
I've also got one of those NFC business cards too.
Where you can like tag it.
Yeah, if you have,
yeah.
and also
Well,
if you have a lot of profiles, you can
I have it
also
on my
add
watch also.
yeah, you can create a link tree and QR code to your link tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you
that's
go to
another
like
way of doing it.
Vistaprint or someplace like that, Paul?
I'm sorry, say that again, David.
Did you go to like Vistaprint to have that all done?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Did you go to Vistaprint to have that all done?
Vistaprint.
Yeah.
No.
That's
have
a
what
good
done?
resource. That's a good resource, Paul.
Yeah,
It's a company
Vistaprint's
called
good. There we go.
Oh, thank
Vistaprint.
you, bud.
Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merch up, man.
Vistaprint for what? What?
Business
They do
card stuff.
Oh
cards.
no,
They do.
I haven't designed the business card yet. I did use Staples for my other business card.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time I got them, all of them come out curved, like they bend.
Yeah.
They don't, so I want to find one that's going to be nice, straight business cards that won't bend like that.
You go to Vistaprint and you set up a business account with Vistaprint.
Yep.
And they have some significant discounts.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I want to go with that nice, clean. It's going to be black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the white owl, all black. The lettering is going to be in white. Oh, and that's Jason Crowder. Jason, thank you. Yeah, so send me a message on Facebook.
Yeah, right, Justin.
Yeah.
I'll design it.
How about that?
It won't make sense, but I'll design it.
Jason, also post your your YouTube link in the chat so we can subscribe to it.
Yeah, and if everybody, you can actually click on his name. You all have wrenches, so you can just click on his name and go right to his channel and hit subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul, how do you generate that barcode there? That the scan thing.
The QR code. So it's
Yeah,
usually
right
a program.
online.
You put in the
Yeah.
you put in the website, and it generates the QR code for you.
Oh, there's an app for
Yeah.
that.
No, you can go right on Google and search QR code creation free,
Oh, okay.
and use one of the free services.
Okay.
And you can also embed an image in it also. So like your logo, Paul, could actually be the center of that. But again, the smaller you go with it, the less discernible it is for somebody to scan. So be careful. Watch your sizing. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
A buddy of mine makes these. They're plastic with the U.S. drone logo, and then
they're like a
put
tapper.
your logo on the front and your info on the back, but they're plastic. I don't know how he does it.
An unofficial
Is it
card?
like your phone?
Well,
Yeah.
By the way, did I say thank you to Margie?
Yes, you did.
Margie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the show, so I think now would be a good time to go around and do open chat. And I just want to, before we even get into the, sorry, not the open chat, the final thoughts segment of the show. Before we do that, I really want to thank everybody for their understanding and their support. Best of the Rest and Sunday Spectacular have really been a highlight to this show. I agree 100%. It's one of my favorite things to do on the show. And if I could continue to keep doing it myself, I really would. So I had this thing where, I know some people don't even care. They're like, okay, fine, we're good. We just want to see the show. And I know that some people really enjoy it and don't want to see it go. Just know I'm one of the people that don't want to see it go either. But I think it's really important that I push my life forward in a direct. I never thought I'd be able to do something with my life. I thought, okay, what do I do after I'm a dad? Once my kids are old enough and they're out on their own, what do? I just wander aimlessly until I die? What am I going to do with my life? Now I have something to do with my life. I have an actual future to plan for. And that includes this community, because me and my wife's goal is to eventually go nomad. When the kids are off on their own, we want to just travel. We don't want to own a home. We want to take our home with us
Absolutely.
and spend that time traveling. And that means I'm going to be bringing content from all over the United States to everybody in the community. And that's what I want to do with my life. So this is just a step in that direction. And there's that famous thing: all good things must come to an end. But we have a community, so it doesn't have to end. So everybody has an
Not
opportunity
ending.
to get involved. Yep.
As
So
a
with
matter
that,
of fact, I feel that if you do post the pin post tomorrow, I will take over the Best of the Rest for this week at least.
yeah, and I'll schedule one tonight. I'll create a template, and every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, it will post to the group. I'll make sure to pin it in the featured topics. Again, if you're looking for any type of special events for the show, they will always be in featured topics. Facebook sucks at letting you know that, but all you got to
Yeah,
do is
no.
go featured topics, and you'll find everything you need there. And we'll do that every Monday at 9, and you guys can share some of your content there. And Tom has shared a screen here, the Vegas drone.
Yeah.
Talking about community,
Vegas.
Paul, and that's what we're
Vegas.
trying to do is get people together. That sense of community is what really drives us, and I have so many more new friends now, more friends that I've had before as a result of this. So if you can join us November 8th, 9th, and 10th, we're going to be out in beautiful Las Vegas Valley, and we have some spectacular events scheduled.
You'll be out there with
And
Bob Dempsey?
this is Bob Dempsey and I. Bob, you can even get to sit on his lap. We'll do an early Christmas.
Oh my!
Okay. But
No thanks.
yeah, we DJI has become the platinum sponsor of the event,
Oh,
and
that's
Heard
nice.
about that.
has also given us thousands of dollars worth of merchandise to give away. With that,
Great.
also Pilot Institute, Greg and team, and I say and team because they're driving up the 4 hours from Prescott, Arizona. They're coming up, and he's giving away numerous 107 courses
Oh,
at the
nice.
event. So
Awesome.
it's going to be a good time, and
That's a
hope you
good
can
deal.
join us.
I
Okay,
got
but
my
Yeah.
And
chip.
I'm pretty sure, Chris has got the coin from the Vegas drone meet.
there's
Sure
a
is.
special giveaway to anyone that possesses those chips. And if you don't currently possess one of those chips, and I suggest you watch the Old Fart show on Wednesday for a chance to win one of those chips, which you'll get a gift while you're here with that chip. Okay, so
Yeah.
can't
No,
give
It's
out
going to
any
be
more
hard to come
details
by.
than that. But thanks, Paul. Always appreciate the platform. I know this is going to continue. I have complete faith in that because I have faith in this community.
yeah, no, I do. I appreciate that. So, is there anything else you want to promote before you go, Tom?
No, that's it. Just get out and shoot, man. This is my release of my mental health uh,
Got
aspect
that
of
right.
life. And as you said, Paul, you wonder what you're going to do with yourself. Well, the great thing about this is we have an RV and we have drones. So we can get out and we can be those nomads. We're
Sky's the
midweek
limit.
nomads because we're retired. So we go out Mondays and come home on Fridays. It's a wonderful thing.
And it's going
Okay.
to be nice when I'm going nomad, because I'm coming to see all you, and I'm going to eat all your soup.
We'll be here, bro.
Yep. Eat some soup and fly. All right. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate it. Have a great week, brother.
Take care, bro.
See you, Tom.
All right, Jim.
But this is nothing about me this week. This is all about you. You know, everyone expects good things are going to last forever, but good things change for the better. So it's definitely a change for the better. It's going to just, mutate into the next thing. I don't know what I can say about that anymore, but we're still going to be here. We're all going to be here. We're all going to be chipping in. We're all going to be supportive of each other. And that's all there is to it. Get out there and fly as much as you can. That's it.
All right, thank you. Jim.
By the way, flying high in Florida. Thank you for joining us and enjoy your mug. We're going to make sure it's sent out. Make sure you get a hold of Paul. He's up there. And make sure you give him an address so he can get it sent out to you.
Yeah, I know his name now, Jason Crowder. So I'll message him if he don't message me. I'll get your address, and you might have. I already have 2 messages there, so I might have one from him. I'm not sure, but yeah, thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, brother. Have a great week.
Yeah, absolutely. Fly high and fly often, guys. See you soon.
See you, Jim.
And David, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well, brother.
I'm doing great, and it's great to be back. I have been away for a while. I've been spending some vacation time, but I certainly hasn't been short of flying. That's for sure. I've been putting a lot of stuff up from the Cape Cod. I was out today on the South Shore of Massachusetts. Did a little bit over Providence. I did a little bit. Or was going to do a little bit down in South County, but that didn't pan out. But we're getting around. That's a cool thing. And it's just going to continue on like that. So, Paul, with your situation here, all I can tell you is congratulations. I think it's the right thing to do. You should be doing it. The guys here, hey, like Jim says, we're here. We're not going anywhere. So we're around. We'll do what we can, and you can go rest easy knowing that. Okay, so fly high, fly safe, fly often. Have a good week, everybody.
All right, David. Thank you so much. I appreciate having you here tonight, brother.
No worries.
If I can find that again. Have a great week.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
And David.
Hey, Paul. Everybody. You'll do great, Paul. It's just I don't know. It's a fun job. I don't do it full time, but I keep plenty busy with it. I'm here to help with the show also. I got a couple things I need to finish for the show and send to you. But yeah, you'll do great. And as always, mental health. Just remember, you don't know what somebody's dealing with. You don't know what they're going through. So keep time.
Yeah. What? By the way, what was that background you just said? It looked like bubbles around your head. That was kind of weird.
Oh, that's one of the intros to my videos. I've got about 40 of them that I've done.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining here as always.
Yeah.
I like seeing you here every week. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great week. Yeah. And if anyone's ever going through anything too, you can also message us, one of us, and I'm sure you'll get some help there. All right, David. Thank you. Have a great week, brother.
Thanks, you too.
And Bud.
Again, Paul, thank you for everything that you do. I'm more than willing to, do whatever. I mean, I can do the best of the rest. I can, put it all together and, Dropbox it to you. But you've done a fantastic job, and I can understand where you're coming from, that now that you're a 107, you need to get out there and, get something going. So I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the show. I'm on number 6, if anybody's been counting. And my shirt does say "Fly High" down there somewhere. There it is. So yeah, get out there, get some video, get some pictures. What I really love about this group, you make me get out there and do stuff. So thank you again to everybody for what you make me do. And it gets me out of the house and my wife's happy. So anyway, peace out.
All right, Bud. Thank you so much. I appreciate having you here as always. Have a great week, brother. And Chris and Dominic, just so you know, I forgot to come up with a joke for tonight. So when we come back, if one of you got a joke you want to tell, the floor will be yours. So I'll leave you guys to figure out who wants to tell a joke.
God, you're putting me under pressure now.
All right, so it's Dominic then all day. Dominic, we're putting him under pressure. Dominic, come up with a joke. All right, Skylar, how you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for having me back on the show, and it's just great to hear where you're coming from, and just I love how everybody's coming together to help you. You know, you're a good guy, and it's gonna work out. You just gotta trust the process. It's just like everything else. You know, there's rough patches, but it ain't a rough life. So we're all in it together, and if anybody needs anything to talk about, or you know, if you're stressed or whatever, holler at one of us.
All right, man.
Somebody'd be happy to talk.
Yeah, yeah, I
We love
appreciate
you,
that,
Skylar.
Skylar. And like you said, it's almost like the only thing I can compare it to. It's like punishing a child for something they didn't do. You know,
Right.
everybody likes it so much. The community hasn't done anything wrong, and I'm like, I got to stop doing it. I don't want to take it away, but I need the time. So I feel like, to me, in my head, I feel like I'm punishing people for no reason. When really I don't want to. I really want it to continue. So if we get
Hey,
people,
it'll all work out. It'll all work out.
work it out. So I appreciate having you here with us tonight, Skylar. Thank you so much.
You're
You're welcome
welcome.
anytime. Just let me know when you want to join. All right,
Awesome.
Skylar,
See
enjoy
you
your week.
guys. Have a good week.
Oh, and be safe, man. Some of the pictures I've seen you post recently, you're like standing up in a really dangerous area. Like, yeah, less careful, man. Holy cow! Some of those views, I'm petrified. I'd be shaking the entire time. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out Skylar's Facebook page.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them.
Well, thank you guys.
But you're making memories, good memories.
Yeah, thank you guys, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, Skylar, have a great week.
See you, Skylar.
And Dominic.
We'll add the joke after when Paul normally puts his joke in. I'm just going to say that I've started the paperwork to get the remote pilot's license in Australia. And believe me, it is a very arduous task of going through three levels now. One level is the remote pilot's license. The next one is the remote owner certificate. And then the one after that is the aeronautical radio owner certificate. So we start at the start with remote pilot's license, do a few jobs just to get my eye in and just to get the feel of everything. And then we move on to the next level. So I spent probably 30, 45 minutes on with a provider on my Friday, and we're discussing what the next levels are.
Yeah. Well, you're going to do great. I know it. You're going to be ready. You're going to be prepared. You're going to do awesome. So, yeah. And Chris.
Well, Paul, I know that, this is just going to be another chapter in the show. And like I said, I'm ready to take on what I can take on, and I also want to let everybody know that mental health is something that we all need to look at. And yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. And Chris just mentioned it's been mentioned a few times tonight, mental health matters. If you're struggling, don't do it alone. Reach out to your friends and family. And if you don't have friends and family to reach out to your local communities. You can dial 988. You can reach out to your local hospital, police department, sheriff's office, wherever you need to reach out and get some help. Don't do it alone. Too many people are struggling and they do it by themselves. I had a tough week, and it took me some time to actually get out of my shell and reach out and get some communication going with people in the community, and I felt better for it, especially getting out and flying. I appreciate all the support. The show ain't going anywhere, so if anyone thought maybe the show was going, I know Bill was a little worried at the beginning. I'm sorry if you got that impression. I don't want the show to go anywhere. It really is the highlight of my week, and I really appreciate the time we get to spend together doing this and inspiring each other. That's always been great. Yeah, and I think that's what sets this group apart in a lot of ways is the camaraderie. We have a lot of it, and just
I think
community.
it's gonna make the community a little, it's gonna bring the community together to actually help too. It's gonna actually get more out there. Because if we have like another best of the rest where people can, do their own thing, it's gonna just show more. It's gonna be great.
Oh, and I see Leonard's in the house. How you doing, Leonard? Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. So with that, thank you, everybody. I'm going to play the outro now. Because we didn't do a Sunday Spectacular, I added a little video clip in there, one of mine I wanted to share. So let's roll with the outro.
Did you hear about the 7 dwarves in the spa feeling happy? So Happy got up and left.